And back again with more football action. International now we're going to Spain and back to Mamelodi and back. It's all different sort of cultures going on. That's last of today's major kickoffs. Hoping to provide you with another major key. There's a bit of info on the know-how about the current tournament. What's it all about? The Nike Center, of course, the mecca of football here in Soweto. It is home to the 9th edition of the future champs, Gauteng. Last year's champions, Atletic Madrid, are to regain their, or rather, retain their trophy. That's how it all works in terms of the point system. The remaining 8 sides will play off to determine positions of 5 to 12. So a lot of football to be played in the next 3 days or so. And we've had goals, we've had some serious results, we've had some serious beatings, we've had tight affairs, we've had it all. In terms of Group A, that's what has transpired. The All-Stars of Nigeria clinching a hard-fought win against Italy's Torino, ensuring that they go to 4 points. Safa Twane in action tomorrow. They're going to be looking to at least get that second spot in Group A. Well, Russian outfit Spartak Moscow running away with that particular group. Mamelodi Sundowns looking to see off Club Brugge and Club Tijuana. That's a tough old group, Group B. While in the last group, the champions are on 3 points, leveled with Pakachuchu, who as well put University of Pretoria to the sword today, winning 4-0. Much to play for those particular teams. Much action still to devour. As the faithful here in Soweto get treated to another, if I may call it, under-17 version of the El Clasico. The team Mamelodi Sundowns and the defending champions Atletic Madrid. A much changed Atletic Madrid, the team that flew out here last year, have very different faces that have come out to do duty. You see even some Asian representation in amongst the Spanish contingent. It's a nice little touch from them. They are not scared to dip outside their own country. Remember, they had players from Mali and Senegal out here doing duty last year. Well, from Mamelodi, you got players from PMP, Davidton, Guanago Limpopo. Also, just to give you an idea that the Abo Yellow go out and they dip out and they look for the best in young talent all around the country. As the two teams just get ready to get the formalities out the way. I think we've built up to this particular encounter. We've had Club Tijuana, we've had the All-Stars of Nigeria. Turin's Torino also have done duty on this particular pitch. Well, for the Soweto faithful, they're here to see Atletic Madrid, a fan favorite. 4 changes for coach De La Moreno. I'll tell you about them. Medrano, the 16-year-old left back, comes in. The man from Categorias. Jimenez, the left wing, also gets putting those crosses. Alvarez, Yaquin make up the rest of the 4 changes. Well, it's a pretty much unchanged team for coach Sipues Kosana. Glenn Pike is the man from Nottingburg in between the sticks. Totlaka Pito, watch out for his pace and finishing. The number 9, Promise Makuma, Mukomed and Mkize. Triple M in the center of the park to provide that guile, creativity and power. Midfield is where it's won and lost. Brett Hansen, today's referee, just having a word with the 2 skippers, Oscar Toteti, Kabo Semenya, Tato Mukokeng, the 4th official. I think a bit of a trouble in terms of translation. The referee just asking the skipper, Fernando Medrano, if they're going to play which side, and I'm sure he can pick it up. Eventually they work it out, and it's football, it's the universal language. We don't have to all speak the same language, but we understand the beauty and the pain that football can bring. Now who's going to bring the pain? Another man from Spain going to bring it. Mamelodi Sundowns going to ensure that they get the better of the defending champions Coach De La Moreno, all smiles ahead of the game. Not too far away now from getting this final game up and running. Will the sky be the limit for the boys in Aboyelo? A clash of styles, a clash of history. Can't wait for this one. Not too far away from kickoff. Referee Brett Henson shows that he's got his cards in his pocket. Hopefully he keeps them in there for the remainder of the next hour. And we have lift-off Soweto. In the last of today's live televised games, Atletic Madrid traveled thousands of kilometers to get to South African shores to play teams of the ilk of Mamelodi Sundowns, Pirates and so forth, teams that would know quite well because they faced them last season, or last year should I rather say, and eventually when they won the whole thing. Allow me in introducing the man seated alongside me, ever stylish, ever wise, Farouk Khan. Pleasure to have you here, sir. What sort of game you see happening here?
Demba, as usual, I don't think we're sitting anymore. This game is so exciting, we're standing. They've got us on our feet, but I don't think you can blame us because this is really a game that's been set up and been built to be the game of the day. I mean, both teams are ball-playing teams, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm also looking forward to it. Indeed, from a fan perspective, commentary perspective, whatever perspective you look at it, we are going to have some sort of perspective by the end of the hour mark when the game is done and dusted. Interesting, I was speaking to Coach Manzini just before the build-up, and we're deep in conversation about how to undo this very well-organized Atletic Madrid side. And he said to me, look, I think the under-17 team, the juniors, don't necessarily play exactly like Diego Simeone's senior team. They're not there yet. But one thing I do know, they dominate possession. They like to have a monopoly on possession. We need to turn the tables on them, keep it out, disky style, keep it on the floor, dominate them possession-wise. We can test that defense that most of the time is hardly ever tested because opposition doesn't have the ball.
Yeah, I mean, it's two very similar styles. If you look at Mamelodi Sundowns, they've adopted the piano shushan, but they've taken it a step further. If you look at the first team, they match the best in Africa simply because of the fact that they play with good ball retention, good shape, good positional play. And these are two very similar styles of play. But in saying that, there is a similarity between this Atletico team. It's just the quality and the experience that's different. They're not going to change. Their philosophy is ingrained, and we're going to see them doing the same short passing game, looking to penetrate.
Or looking to penetrate and show exactly that philosophy. Introduce Mamelodi Sundowns to a bit of Spanish tiki-taka. Azabata, the man from Mamelodi, do well to fall into a good shape and well organized in that early attack. Went from the right and then they saw it wasn't happening and they went to the left. Still nothing happening as Cassius Malula looks to make something happen for the team in yellow. But the man from Limpopo out-muscled. Again, they hit the wing. Coming back for seconds, it's Oscar Jimenez on this near side too. I say is diminutive right winger. I think I just picked up Coach De La Moreno saying Centrale. Sure, that means something. Keen to centrally. The traffic is quite a bit there. Sundowns making sure that they're flooding those central areas, perhaps allowing Madrid to have the wide areas. But you know what? You can't do that and not stop the crosses because you will get punished.
Yeah, and they're just not crossing the ball. They're cutting it back. They're keeping it on the ground. They're making it difficult for Sundowns to defend against it there. Sundowns were a little fortunate.
Sundowns now with fortune continue. Just get his eye off of it, Cassius Malule. No, in fact, it was Lekanyile Ndlele. William Keys, the man battling away in the midfield of the park, the under-17 international. It's going to be interesting to see what he's going to be able to do against Yaquin and Cruz in the midfield of the park there. Number 20 and 15 of Atletic Madrid.
What did you say? Yachin and Khus.
Yachin and Chris, yep, been practicing.
Okay, so you're getting it right.
Yep, you wanna say por favor? Thank you.
I see they also have Kong and Gustavo.
Yeah.
I'm going the easy route.
What a cop out, Farouk, what a cop out.
Yeah, some of these names are a bit difficult for us, but I'm sure by the final we'll have mastered it.
Yeah, by the time the final comes, I'm hoping to be speaking fluently in Spanish. And a bit of
Well, it's a good start, por favor.
por favor, yeah. Gracias. I said to the one
Okay,
staff member.
That was quick learning.
Yep. Now the man from capital of Madrid looking to impose himself. They've went centrally, they've went left, they've went right. Hasn't clicked into gear this far for them.
Well, I think there's still a lot of anxiety, Temba, sorry to cut in there. There's a lot of anxiety with both of these young teams.
Yeah.
They're trying to get the ball forward instead of keeping it and triangulating better and then looking for the final pass when it's on. So if you look at Atletico, they keep the ball, they pass it well, but when they get to the last third, it's when it counts most, that final pass.
Oh, twice, not once, but twice a little shimmy. Man, didn't work. I love that word, triangulating. And hopefully we'll be seeing a lot of triangles in this particular game. And triangles not just for the sake of triangles, but triangles trying to play progressive football, as promising Kuma, man from Everton, loses out, and Atletic Madrid harrying the youngsters from Mamelodi.
If you look, Temba, look at the shape they have. They've got number 15 in the middle there, Gustavo. He plays more of as a pivot there, as a playmaker. He's looking to spread the play, and he's done it very effectively with the likes of his right fullback at that moment, Viana. So they're pushing the two wingbacks up whenever they have possession.
They played exactly similar style last year. The wingbacks are crucial to the way they play. They overload the numbers and put 2-on-1s on the positions of fullbacks, get the crosses, and those 45s, they cut them back, and the rest is history.
Well, that's essential in wing play. You need to overlay the area and force the opposition. In this case, you've got to force the likes of Nsana and Sofala out of their positions and then exploit the space and look for the cutbacks.
And they lose out to the man from Atletico. That's Toshoko Pito. Showed a bit of aggression and earned a foul for his efforts. An early set-piece opportunity for Sandawana. They need to test the goalkeeper, Nacho. Ignacio Cordoba Nacho.
Well, a little bit of a careless play there, and you could see there was tugging and pulling, which resulted in that foul.
And if memory serves me correctly, I haven't seen too many of the televised games that I've watched from a pitch side when I'm not doing commentary duty. I haven't seen too many superb set pieces really from dead balls. I think I've seen too many players score from these. Perhaps an area of improvement for the youngsters.
Yeah, set plays make up at least 25% of the game, so you've got to train it, you've got to work on it, and it's an area where the game is tight, where you can score from one.
Now can they score from one of them? Oh, they nearly do. What a flying save from Nacho. I know Nacho is quite a famous term in Mexican wrestling. Oh, he was flying in the air.
Are you talking about the wrestler Nacho, Mucho, what's it?
Yeah, that's the one. Thank you very much for catching the reference. He was flying, he flung himself in the air there. As we were speaking about the importance of working the keeper, he did exactly that. Did Sundowns, they looked to come back for seconds, and a ricochet, unfortunately, results in a goal kick for the man in yellow. But good intent, though. First real opportunity of the game. Oh, the dip and technique in that one. We favor the left footer as well. A bit of movement, and Aitor Alvarez looks to cut in on his left foot. Didn't get the requisite power, though. I think it was a bit off balance. Looks like the game is opening up just in the last few minutes. A bit of pace shown on the far side. Left his man dead there. Oh, good herring. Thomas Nkuma then. The 17-year-old Nkuma looks to give it to his teammate Pito. Left the ball behind, though. Interception from Machete. And from PLK Kopolokwani. Offside.
Kuma shows that he has a lot of maturity, the way he reads the game, his passing, his strength on the ball. really looks like a player with a lot of promise.
Yeah, youngster from Davidton, number 17. Watch out for his hard running, already looking to impose himself. This is a highly rated Atletic Madrid team. 9 minutes or so, edging over, so closer to the 10-minute mark. Of course, the games are just half an hour, a half. So if you blink, you might just miss it as Fabio. Interesting surname for man of Asian origin.
Well, what's interesting is whenever you have the likes of Gustavo Kong on the ball, you have runners making those third-man runs. They're looking to get into spaces, so you're not playing feet most of the time. You're playing the player in his run, which is quite a good thing from a tactical point of view.
Now Queen goes back to his defensive partner, that being Luke, who joined the club in 2015. There he is, Luke, just about to reel that ball in. Are there options available for him? Decides to go to Queen. Looks like he's a pivot in terms of when Goose goes forward, Queen comes back, and they work vice versa like that.
Yeah, and they're so comfortable on the ball. Look at the quality of their passing, even the keeper there. And this has become a trend in international football. Your keeper needs to play with his feet.
Ball in the box now, so about that, Farouk. They tuck it out of his feet, was Oscar Jimenez. Yeah, and a great point you raise about the keeper. Yesterday we saw some of our South African youngsters, in terms of goalkeepers, struggling to even punt the ball just over their own halfway line.
Yeah, but that's exactly why, Man City had to change their keeper and bring in a keeper to be able to play with his feet, because a coach of Pep's pedigree won't want a keeper who just stops the ball and throws it in or clears the lines.
Good point. Only problem, Claudio Bravos forgot to play with his hands as Sundowns look to hit the mark early, but they do hit it, but straight down the throat of Nacho. Very grateful Nacho, man from Albertente.
That was a chance wasted, Temba. You know, you got a chance one-on-one with the keeper, you pick your spot, and if you look back at it, you'll say that was definitely a goal-scoring chance, which was fluffed.
Oh, they give away the chance, and he throws himself in there, foul. That was dangerous play, unnecessary from the youngster. Because
can you imagine
his feet.
Yeah, can you imagine, Temba? Maluka misses it on this side, and they get a free kick there, and if they convert it, that's now Atletico 1 up.
Zaba Mumalo, man from Durban, who threw himself. We have a look at again. Missed with the left, threw his right. That shall not pass, but in the end, in a dangerous area, Sandawana concede that foul. Michael Manzini and Coach Kosana will not be happy with such a errant defending. You can see that bemused look on his face. And wouldn't it be ironic that they had a free kick opportunity at the other end that which keeper Nacho saved? Will the bikies need to do any work? He says no.
No, chance again, just over, very casual. But talking about defending is as much a skill as attack. And one of the skills of defending is to stay on your feet. Don't go to ground, especially in the attacking third or in the box. And that's careless, really. You need to stay on your feet, you need to guide and push the opponent away from the goal.
Yeah, and Mumalo could have easily just given away a penalty because it was so close to the edge of the box. And unfortunately for him, from a Sundowns perspective, it was just a free kick that they couldn't profit from, the man from Madrid. But in the opening 13 minutes or so of this game, it's been quite tight. Most of the best chances have come from set pieces. The game's best chance was the time when Nacho had to be aware and had to show cat-like reflexes. Nice little take. But loses out that the man Fabio. Now promise him Kuma has options. Now he's harried quickly. Look how quickly Oscar Jimenez came back and closed down. Another feature of this Atletic team is how quickly they close down, how quickly they get back into shape. Can Sundowns unshackle them? Nice little neat 1-2. Masandawana on the front foot. Another dangerous looking cutback from Cassius Malula, but Cassius couldn't find that knockout ball though. Nico Garcia, the man from Western, Spain. Loses out to Zavan Ngumalo, who makes up for his earlier mistake there. really get the ball pinched off. I'm going to send him keys again. They're looking to play from central areas. Lose it, and the defenders are now have to turn back.
Well, the difference between Sundowns and Atletico is when Atletico have the ball, there's players looking for it. They're coming short, they're making good runs into spaces. In Sundowns' case, they're very static. So it forces them to play out longer from the back instead of keeping possession and building as a unit.
Yeah, good observation in that one. Quite small little differences that you notice. Run being made on this near side by Edu. Number 2, the right back. They did spot him, but the ball never got through him as Alvarez looks for movement of Garcia. Does find Garcia. Garcia up against Safalo. Rivaldo Safalo being left behind. Atletic knocking. What a save from Pachis. Oscar Jimenez looked like all money. He's gonna bury it. That was probably the game's best chance from an Athletic perspective. Promising Kuma. He's been promising, living up to his name. Keep it in, and is onside. Promising Kuma in the box. Oh, what a disappointing ball. Kuma had just been lurking. Nice little deep run from him, wasn't noticed by the Spanish. Fortunately, his teammate couldn't get his angles worked out. I think this game has come alive, Farouk, in the last few minutes or so. After that initial feeling out period, I think the teams are like, oh, that's it. We've seen enough, let's play.
Yeah, especially when they're moving forward, both set of players here have been showing promise. It's that final touch, that final pass, decision-making has lapsed.
Shot and coming for Pachis. Was a worried man. Definitely Madrid have upped the ante a bit, shown a bit of more quality in the last few minutes. A shot from Jimenez. And also coming from quite deep out, and there's that earlier chance where they cut it back and they slipped there, but Jimenez in the right place at the right time. Save from Bakis.
Great save from Bakis, but in fairness, the ball was played at him. Jimenez had both the right and the left side open. Had he just taken a penalty, rusty shot a bit, it would have been a goal for them.
Nonetheless, we still stay at 0-0. Scoreless, 16 minutes on the clock, halfway mark off for the first half as Sianda Msani looks to change things. Man from Durban. It's this and Nessa to us. Sundowns retain the ball. Cassius Malula battling away, numbers around him. He loses out. It's Fabio sleeping, caught in his toes as Umalo sneaks in. Intensity is good to see.
One thing to take note of, Temba, is the art of defending. Look at this team, Atletico, the way they defend. They're not big boys, but they're intelligent. They know when to press. They know how to double mark. And really a good advert for how young players should defend.
Speaking of defending, they're doing exactly that. That time Edu on this near side to us at the right back. And now defensive duties, we've seen more of him trying to bomb forward. And a good point you raise about the sheer size. Last year, I think that had a much bigger team as compared to this year, much more diminutive in size. Nonetheless, the defensive style, the steel is still there.
Yeah, and intelligence. You know, Temba, it's not just about force and about power, it's about intelligence. Sometimes you need to pickpocket. You don't need to tackle the player, just steal the ball away from him. And that is very important, because Sundowns have some quality players going forward, but they're finding it difficult to penetrate that defense.
Yeah, good point you raise. Nice little 1-2. Sianda Msani gets on his bike. Looks for a decent ball. Kuma, he's been everywhere. He's been looking the likeliest to trouble Atletic Madrid. He's a 17-year-old, grew up with the parts of Davidson. Nice block there from WSM Kiza. I did not got that. I think there were numbers and angles available to Atleti if they wanted to use them. Quick question, not related to this particular encounter. The School of India are getting an absolute schooling in their game, getting smashed 20 goals. What does the coach say? What does the coach take away from this? The day before they got smashed 15.
Yeah, well, you know, I think the coach is also a little bit naive. You can't play the type of football they're playing. They're trying to build out of defense. And I've watched Bidvest early on. They just pressurize them, win the ball back and score. It's like a training exercise on scoring. And they're very naive in the way they played. I do understand football is not a number one sport in that part of the world, but we've seen last year out, or 2 years ago, when they did have a team from India, they performed much better. So for some reason, how these guys got to this tournament is questionable, because 20, 15, 35 goals in 2 games, Deborah.
That's a startling indeed, really. There was talk that the original under-17 team fortunately couldn't be here because of exams and so forth. So majority of the team are 13, 14 years old, so hard lessons to be learned.
But you know, this is a prestigious tournament. You don't come here with 14-year-olds and expect not to get a thrashing.
Yeah, as well, in the long run, you think about it, when the next tournament comes up and you think, who can we invite, who can we extend our invitation to? We're not going to bring a team that concedes so many goals, really, and just here to add up the numbers. But they got another game to put it all right. Other man from India turned that -G to an A+.
Well, I doubt that very much watching them play. They hardly got a shot on goal for against Bats.
Yeah, what a lovely turn. Sorry about that, Farouk. They got a hammering at the Clever Boys schooling, the man from India.
Yeah, they got their school got a lesson from the university.
Nicely put. The man from Atletic, as I mentioned, traveled all the way, the likes of De La Moreno. I wonder how much he'll be in touch with the likes of Diego Simeone. Just finding out who's who in the zoo in terms from junior level. And the seniors, I can tell you, Juan Fran, the veteran, made his 200th appearance quite recent. I think it was a day or two ago. While El Nino Fernando Torres celebrated her birthday recently as well. Seems like he's been around forever. As other man, Garcia.
Well, for me, the favorite is Griezmann.
Yeah, Antoine Griezmann. Everybody loves the Griezmann. Frenchman is doing great things in the capital of Madrid. Talk is he might be going off to Manchester United next year.
Sure, that will be something for United.
Yep.
Possibly they'll move up from, what, 5th to 6th?
Seems like they've been on at 6th for 6 months.
What are they playing for the top 8? Or? Well, I think with due respect, Jose Mourinho is a coach that builds. First year is just basically to build. We've seen him do that in Italy as well. And he went on to win the Champions League.
Yeah,
so.
won the treble. And a very nice point you raise about building a foundation and building a team or a squad that can compete. How do you find then a juxtaposed position with a man like Antonio Conte? Comes from Italy, first taste of English football, and he's looking like he's about to win his first EPL title.
Well, firstly, his mentality is that of a winner. We saw him in the World Cup as well, the type of football they play. So, you know, it's no fluke. And he has the players. I just think what Mourinho thinks went a bit egg-shaped for whatever reason. I don't think it was football related. But he's really mastered the art of playing this 3-4-3 system. And the players that he's had, bringing Luis over was phenomenal.
There was question marks raised when he brought the Brazilian back. People said he couldn't defend. He's been one of the most outstanding defenders in the English Championship. And Chelsea looking like they're too strong and too big, too powerful, and heading on to win Antonio Conte's maiden EPL title. Back here at Soweto. They're here and now. Nico Garcia, man from Western, pulling the trigger, but a floppy head one, slightly off.
Well, if you look at them, when they defend, they're a compact unit. They regroup very well, they close spaces down. They're defending zonally, but they have lines. But when they attack, you see the 2 fullbacks pushing up, you see the 2 wide attackers. So they create a lot of space, a lot of width, a lot of depth. And they use that space very effectively to build up in.
I think they have quite very good technical players. You look at that nice chest trap, Fernando Medrano, a man from Categoria Sinforias, who joined the club in 2007. Nice little first touch and followed it up with a beautiful second as well to keep the ball flowing.
Yeah, the way they change the point of attack, they build up on the right, they draw you in, and then they switch it, changing the point of attack so well.
Oh, look at that in action right there as they look to get a 1-2 going with Fabio. But in the end, though, he's Bakilo was too telegraphed. I think no one could tell what he was trying to do. The Sundowns now look to get their own triangles going, but KSS Malula, from Kwana Limpopo, couldn't find his teammate.
Sundowns, when they win possession, they get forward quickly, but they don't retain the possession effectively. And their turnover from possession, from possession to losing possession, is too often or too quick.
Yeah, so notice that. I think in their rush to get the ball forward so quickly that they lose the ball and their composure just goes a bit. Atletic as a result, should I say, a dominating possession, edging it by 57%. Slow it down a bit.
Slow it down, keep the ball, and the percentage also, you must take it with a pinch of salt, because yes, Sundowns do have possession, but they have possession in the wrong areas. They haven't had possession where they can hurt Atletic, where they're looking to play it forward, run into spaces, and if they just slow things down, as you said, maybe things could work out for them.
That passer absolutely fired at his teammate, Oscar Jimenez, but did well to get the ball. Promise him. Kuma has been brilliant, really. One of the standout players for any man in yellow. Centrally.
It's important to do well and win games, but more importantly for this team, you can see there's some sort of a plan. They're playing according to a certain way. The result is just a bonus. They're looking to build up this block or this group of players to eventually get into the top level.
One of the players that they've reeled into the ranks, Fabio. The errant pass, but saved by his teammate Gus. Fighting well in the midfield. Sells his teammate short. Oh, heard that one from here. It shuddered at the sheer sound of the contact.
Yeah, that was a bit over the top there. And the referee well positioned. I think this ref has done an excellent job. There we see it. First tackle, and then there's the one just off picture. Yes,
I think it was
Ikanyile.
Yeah, man from Kimberley with a tough-looking challenge.
Well,
He's really known for that.
He came in a little late, and you know when you're late, you often find yourself having to foul the opponent. He didn't mark in advance. He didn't pressurize the opponent quick enough.
Nonetheless, set-piece opportunity for Fernando Medrano, 16-year-old. Up against Glenn Bikes, who has already thwarted Atletic Madrid once before. But there was from a shot from open play. Now Medrano! Bikes is handling, slightly lets him down, but you know what? The ball didn't go in, that's what counts.
Yeah, well, he got his body behind the ball well, but he sort of dropped the shot there.
Much better on that instance from their free kick. The first one was disappointing.
Yeah, well, I thought they're going to put this one over because this one was from further out, but he got it on target.
Now Oscar Jimenez to deliver. The likes of Guadin and Luque waiting. Ball never got to them. Now Yaguin loses out to Promise. Kuma looking to show his pace. Look at his power. Referee, why not let the man run? Why not let him run? He was away. Ben Hansen there. Should have let the play go on.
Well, Kuma there, saying to the referee, why did you stop the play? We had an advantage. And he was in his stride. Very strong runner. You can see this boy, for a 17th player, he shows a lot of physical qualities.
Good pace, off the mark as well. And what I like most about him, that fouled him, the referee stopped him, and he still tried to play the ball quickly. Clearly, man who likes to get things going. Confirmation of the foul count as well as the yellows, one apiece. Kize finds Msani. Msani looks to beat his man, but battling away. Referee says play on. Msani has numbers. Msani couldn't find a teammate, or did he? He did find a teammate. Fortunately, I think the body angle and the ball was just behind him.
Yeah, clearly there he should have done better. Came in, good cut back there. Unfortunately, the technique let him down, and he just fluffed the chance right in front of goal.
There's a chance again, Msani. Sianda Msani, the man from Durban, battles away, did well to cut it back, and well, there was a Promise Kumar of all players so brilliant. With a horrible miss, really. I think he couldn't sort out his feet as a Garcia looks to show his twinkle toes and slows down the play, waits for options, finds in the form of Fabio. Battling away with Rivaldo Sofala. Man from Nigel does well to stop the man from Spain. Queen looks for options. Downs though find their composure and their compactness. As a result, they're forced to go back. Atletic just under a few seconds remaining off the first half. Of course, in view with the referee's optional time as well. They've had chances, though they haven't been too many. It's been far and few between, though there have been chances. Perhaps the best of the game falling to Oscar Jimenez, who from point-blank range put it either side of the keeper, and Atletic would have found themselves in the lead.
Oh, and Kuma had a fantastic chance there at the end.
Yeah.
Should have buried it. So both teams have created, more so Atletico Madrid. Very similar, attacking with the fullbacks. Yeah, but they're giving away fouls in areas where you can't get hurt. We saw that last one as well.
Yeah, looked like he was in the penalty box. Nonetheless, that chance has come and gone. Atletic wasted it. De La Moreno not impressed, I think. I'm told that there's not much at a time, and referee Ben Hansen says, yep, sir, that's it. Mamelodi's finest and Spain's finest. That's it for this first half of football. A half of chances far and few between, but there have been chances, good chances. One fell from Jimenez, Oscar Jimenez. The other fell for Promise Kuma. Probably the two best chances for either side. Nacho had to fling himself with a free kick opportunity from Mamelodi. Well, in the first 30, Atletic Madrid finding the going tough against the tough Mamelodi Sundowns side. Vice versa, both teams could say that at halftime it's 0-0.
Referee Brett Hansen signals the halftime break as these sides head to the men at the helm to get those final instructions, well, official instructions, so to speak, heading into that second half. And one could dub this as a clash of the titans. It is the reigning champions, Atletico Madrid, taking on Mamelodi Sundowns, who have both a lot to boast in as far as developmental football is concerned. Well, do stay tuned on your World of Champions. Future champions Gauteng returns after this.
And that's a confirmation of what's transpired in the opening half. Atletic Madrid up against Mamelodi's finest and Sundowns. Well, it was a game of, or rather the first half was chances far and few between really, but there were good chances for Sundowns. It all started off from that foul on Totlego Pito. You will see as the frame goes on, Nacho, come of the hour, come of the man at the Atletic Madrid keeper, because they rifled it in from a left foot. Nacho threw himself, lovely save, lovely free kick, lovely bend on it.
He's been outstanding, the goalkeeper. Look at how he takes it, fantastic, eh? One hand save.
Yeah, great technique as well, but sneaky little pass, and as Azaba Mumalo threw himself in, Brent Henson said, "You've transgressed my son," and he gave Atleti a foul of their own.
Very fortunate that it, if you look at it, yeah, it was outside the box. Could have been,
Yeah,
you know, just a step further back could have been a penalty.
that's what happened after that. Etoile Alvarez's GPS was a bit off, but one of the standout players, Nico Garcia for Atleti, with a nice chinking run. Jimenez straight at the keeper, Baji's strong hand.
Fortunately, there Jimenez rushing his shot. If you look at it, he's got all the time. He can, in fact, if he controls it and picks his spot, even on the right-hand side, it's goal. But all the same, young player, probably 15 or 16 years old, and yeah, he's going to learn in time.
Probably Atleti's best chance at an open play. Goose found himself hitting the turf after a tough tackle from Lukanyan Ndledle, and they whipped it in from the left foot this time of Oscar Jimenez, and that time they made Bachi's work, but he still was strong. A game of quite fine margins, quite tight possession though, being dominated by, not dominated rather, being edged by the men from Spain as you would expect.
Yeah, well, it's almost 20% more possession, 58-42. But look at it, the thing is the way Atletico is manipulating the ball, using the ball, and defending so intelligently. For me, that is really an eye-opener. A lot of kids can learn. You don't need to dive in there. You need to be focused. You need to be focused and concentrated. And sometimes just try to win the ball.
Not just win the ball, but win the game as well. The fans have been treated to an international fest of football. We've been to Mexico, we've been to India. Now we've got a bit of Mzansi magic up against Tiki-Taka football of Spain. And that's how colorful it is here.
Yeah, I think we have a fan there from Paris with a what's it, signboard on his head. He's gonna have a sore neck.
Live visuals in the splendor of HD. Back here in the Nike Center, Soweto, Southwestern Townships. Second half, a few seconds away from a lift-off. Atletic up against Mamelodi Sundowns. The first half delivered not too many chances as Brett Henson gets ready to get us off. And the second 30 about to begin. I mentioned the first half had its moments, not too many in and around the box really. Here's the second 30 going to provide something different. There's a man who was one of the starlets of the first half, from Kuma, man from Davidton, looking to continue his good performance as KCS Malula loses out. I can tell you in the meantime that Coach Kosana has made a substitution. Off, and the man that replaced him is Pamandla Ntuli, number 14 for Mamelodi Sundowns.
If that was a free kick, why didn't the referee allow advantage? I mean, Sundowns were on the offensive.
Second time again, remember, Promise Kuma was the man involved again. A beautiful, powerful bursting run, plus two players in between them. The referee called it back when Sundowns perhaps would have loved him to let him play because they had numbers available. Nonetheless, a three-man wall for Atletic.
Yeah, and the wall is not very high up, so you know this is a wall that you can get over with and still keep the shot on target. These are short fellows.
Yeah, the irony, the wall goes from smallest to biggest, almost like a step ladder. All Sundowns find the step ladder to the sky's the limit with this free kick. Oh, overcooked.
I think good practice is always to aim at the wall, but just above the wall. Sometimes players are aiming for the goal, and then they end up missing the goal. So my idea is, it's like the principle of a firearm. You aim at the thing in front, the sight, and then you hit your target.
It's actually a great analogy there. As Garcia, the man from Western, makes himself available. His teammate though showing good power with his back against her to go. Aito Alvarez was on a yellow card already, but in the distance he looked like he was the man who was being pulled and pulled. They take it quickly to Atletic. Chance. Garcia again. They keep it alive. Garcia for a second. Down staying strong. Oh, for a second the Sundowns, they had hearts and mouths. Just legs flying everywhere. Bodies have been put on the line. Doesn't matter how you keep it out, as long as you keep it out. I think in a nutshell that was. Oh, lovely feet there from Edu, man from Esperanza.
Yeah, you look at Medrano's left foot, really nice, educated, nice left foot. The way he just controls the ball, manipulates it so well.
KCS Malula, they're coming back and doing well. As we were just referencing about this Atletic team, this much changed Atletic team. The likes of Fabio and Alto Alvarez, perhaps not of the same ilk of some of the youngsters who came to our shores last year. There's a particular youngster who donned the number 10 shirt, whose name escapes me for now. Try to remember him. Fabio is the man in question. Not of the same ilk. That particular player pulled the strings for the man from Madrid. I think he ended up being the top goal scorer.
Yeah, I watched him and I was very impressed with him. Showed a lot of quality. Probably in the under-19 team now.
Yep. Yeah, here's a sort of picture of him there. There's Totlekopito, who started centrally, now looks to have moved to the wing. Looks to provide the ammunition for KCS Malula, the man from Limpopo. Couldn't locate his teammate as a tumble there from Mahuz. Game getting spicy tackles coming in now. Brent Henson we've already seen he's not a man scared to blow his whistle, show his cards.
Yeah, I think both teams are realizing that time is not on the side. This 30 minutes is going to run it along very quickly, and you need to score to ensure that you get all 3 points.
Another free kick opportunity for Masanda One. I wonder if they're going to be aiming for players in and around the edge of the box, or is Tapalo Mokomete. The man looking to go for goal. Should I say? Has the hands on hips. Oh, they whip it in, but disappointing. Mokomele there. He just lost 2 or 3 set pieces from the ball. Positions have been disappointing from Sundowns. Apart from that one free kick that they had in the first half, that keeper Nacho had to fling himself to. There is Nacho, man from Bachente. Have been disappointing, really. I think Marco Manzini and Coach Kubeka will be looking to improve the set pieces. As Nico Garcia, 17-year-old, looks to turn, but look at the players battling away on the near side to us. Garcia delays his pass, allows his teammate to get into space as he backpedals, continues his run, cuts one, couldn't cut two. This game has opened up now. It's almost end-to-end in the last 2 or 3 minutes. Both teams looking to hit the front end. Perhaps control possession from the nice little pass there from Kuz. Know exactly where his player was. As I mentioned, Farouk, in the build-up, speaking to Michael Manzini, saying that they're looking to be on the front foot with possession as well and ensure that Atletic don't use their possession, as they quite frequently do ever so well. Man, Kuz battling away. They starting now to get it ticking in terms of that tiki-taka style of theirs. Fabio coming deep. I wonder you'd be thinking if it's job done for them in the opening 30, because they stifled them a bit, but in so doing they stifled their own game. They didn't create too many chances.
Yeah, well, Sundowns is well organized defensively. When they win the ball, they've just got one man up front, and Pizzo can't work on his own because these guys have capitalized on his vulnerability.
Oh, they nearly capitalized on that one with a nice piece of play. I think it was number 15 Goose as well. Nice little Shibobo in the first player. Fortunately, his little topo couldn't get him in. Rivaldo Sofano, the man from Nigel. There's the 17-year-old right back.
You know, I'd like to believe that this under-17 team is similar to the first team.
Ball comes in the box and the bikies snuffles it. Yep, you were saying.
But in saying that, you have Luca, you have Pizzo, and now you've got Ntuli. They supposedly have to play higher up the field and pressurize, but they're dropping back constantly. And I think the fear is they want to flood that midfield to stop Atletico from playing, instead of using them as outlets.
That's the point I was trying to raise, that perhaps have sacrificed a bit of their attacking prowess and focused a bit too much on stopping Atleti, rather than, you know what, trusting their own style of play. But nonetheless, it's working for them. It's 0-0. They just need a goal to go in front, and it's all things roll, is he?
Yeah, Pizzo is always isolated. In this instance, we saw it again. Now look at them when they regroup. They only leave Pizzo up. The rest of them drop deep. And once that ball goes into the midfield, you'll see the likes of Mauluka as well as Ntuli dropping back.
Yeah, they look like as if they switched position as well. Mailula and Kuma seem to have swapped positions. Mailula was operating on that left-hand side where Kuma is now operating, and Kuma was more central. Oh, nice little piece of skill there. They get it into Athletic Bikies, staying strong. That should have been nestling in the back of the net there. The Athletic boys, though, tearing up Mamelodi Sundowns apart on that far side in that particular move.
Great move there from Atletico. It started on the right-hand side. And look at this young man here. Takes on one, drops it, plays that razor blade pass. Keeper well positioned there, Bikies, making a great save.
There was a great approach play there, gliding almost across the ground. There's Atletico near post. Garcia looks to head it back in. They do. Couldn't improvise in that header. There's the man Luque, man who joined the Atleti back in 2015, quite recent really. He's from around the capital of Madrid. 17-year-old centre back, can play left back or right back as well.
They're forcing Sundowns to play it long.
And I think they're falling into the trap. The team from Mamelodi. I think it's going to have to be the likes of Nkuma to get the team going, got the confidence, the belief at least going again, and just get some passes going, a bit of patterns, because thus far it's all too simple for Atleti. They keep doing exactly this, losing the ball, trying to go to route one too quickly.
Yeah, but the way Atletico is pressing them, they're not allowing him, to get to the ball. They're always first to the ball, always winning possession.
Oh, lovely tackle there from Rivaldo Sofala. Otherwise, Garcia was gone. Garcia still battling away against a much smaller Rivaldo Sofala, who stood up well to the challenge. Really, look at the sheer numbers around that man. So he must be sick and tired of this Athletic defense. They battle away and ensure that they don't concede a corner. That was Yaquin coming back and helping out his defense. Was the central midfielder. Garcia up against Jawilusem Kize, number 17 international, the man from Peter Marisburg. There he is. To tell you that Coach Del Moreno is about to introduce youngster Alvaro Jamila, who's come on for midfielder Yaquin. Let's find the going tough in the heat of Soweto here. So Jamila, the number 7, on for number 20 Yaquin. Yes, Malula there. Malula looking for the movement of Ntuli. Still Malula, who has had to be bailed out by Promise Nkuma. Not for the first time. Nkuma looks like he's up for it. Looking the most hungriest of anyone in yellow, really. And I thought Alvarez looking to put pressure on Sundowns there. I think that worked somehow. And Downs, I beg your pardon, lost possession needlessly, because had he looked around, there were 4 yellow shirts up against 1.
Yeah, their numbers there. They also had 4 standing and marking 1 attacker, which doesn't make sense to me. You've got to push more numbers up. So when the ball is lost, you've got players in what we call preventative coverage, meaning behind the attacking line.
Preventative coverage, Farouk says. I looked that one up on Google. Nico Garcia, impressive Nico Garcia, 17-year-old from Western. Patient in their approach. How much longer can Sundowns hold out, creating those triangles, that movement. Great battling away there. Aito Alvarez is already on a yellow. He needs to be quite careful, really.
Oh, with 12 minutes gone, we haven't had many clear-cut chances. I think both of these teams are nullifying each other out. And it would be interesting to see who takes their first opportunity.
In fact, that was Oscar Jimenez, number 17, not Aito Alvarez. Apologies to the Spanish youngster. Rivaldo Sofala wasted that opportunity, and you're right about who's going to blink first.
Yeah, that was just a kick in from Sofala, looking to hoof the ball in there. And clearly this is not the philosophy of Sundowns. Sundowns are a team that like to use the ball better.
Yeah, Nava, that's the pleasure of seeing it full hand in terms from a junior structure perspective at under 17 reserve league football under the tutelage of David Nadwani. We all liked, all respected David Nadwani. His team, one of the most attacking teams, one of the most efficient in terms of going forward as well. And you can tell exactly which way they're going to play game after game after game.
Well, I think the big advantage they have is a man in the background called Sembata.
Yeah, Sembata.
He basically is the one who coordinates everything, and I think people like David and him are good students of the game. They've learned well under him. He's been there with the School of Excellence when it started as early as '93. He was with the Chibuku League as early as 1990. So he brings a lot of value to Sundowns.
And you cannot buy experience, the saying goes. Both teams, in the last few moments, been unable to keep possession. There's a promise from Kuma. He's fouled not for the first time. And that man Kus. I think I've been a bit disappointed by the number 11 of Danza. Farouk Kesias Melula, the man from Limpopo. Almost as if he's given up.
Yeah, he doesn't show the energy that is required. You know, I know it's hot out there, and not just standing there, but he's an athlete. He needs to fight like everybody else on the pitch, and possibly the coach would look to bring in somebody there who could give him a bit more.
Interestingly, off our screen there, Aito Alvarez being told off by the fourth official to stop it. A bit of argy-bargy, a bit of afters between him and Zaba Ngumalo. Watch out for that one. I mentioned Aito Alvarez, a man in a yellow already. Pace shown on the far side. Oscar Jimenez gets there first, but Kuma showing great acceleration, great stamina. He's been everywhere. He's covered every blade of the synthetic grass.
Yeah, you can see physically he's so strong, he's so quick off the mark. I mean, what's he, 16 years old?
17 from
17.
Davidson, yep.
Yeah, he's very, very matured. For a 17-year-old, he's very strong, very quick. He reminds me about those Nigerian boys we saw yesterday.
Powerful build lads. Now we're hoping for some goals as we edge ever so closer to that 60-meter mark. As Aito Alvarez has been backing away. Look at that, he's been pulled. Benton, the referee Benton, Mr. Heston was standing right behind it, saw all of it, but chose to do nothing really.
Yeah, I didn't see too much wrong with it.
And they continue to play on Medrano.
I'm just very impressed with the playing intelligence of these Atletico boys. They know exactly what to do in that moment. He looked for the throw-in, he played for it, and he got it.
Igor Rojo, man is about to come on, get confirmation for who exactly is coming on for. Oh, it's replacing the youngster Fabio, aka Ming. Igor Rojo.
Well, it's good to hear you say Rojo. I would have said Rojo or Rojo. I think your Spanish is really improving.
Yeah, I watch a lot of Spanish football, so.
Okay, I thought you were going to say you watch Spanish movies.
No, not the one for telenovela, sorry.
Well, that's quite a hit, eh? Telemundo.
I wonder who's been watching. Did they catch up?
No, my wife watches it, but I just get irritated.
Yeah, of course.
By it.
I know what you mean, I know what you mean. Now Fernando Medrano, the man from Categories Inferiores, looking to whip on a ball and still waiting for the first goal of this much talked about, much hyped game between two powerhouses in this tournament. Atletic Madrid, who are the current reigning champions of future champs, while Mamelodi Sundowns got beaten in the Gauteng Cup by Pirates some few days ago. So teams of good quality, good ilk, good pedigree, cancelling each other out a bit as Alvaro Chimila to find his partner, Pito, the man who's been shot there, the number 9. He's had to toil in the sun as the man from Bampirstan.
Yeah, they were cut out defensively and they've done a good job.
Kuma throwing himself from Kuma up against Edu. Edu though, just enough. Oh, they took him out there.
Just watch these young boys' feet. Eh? It's really a marvel. Eh? Quick feet. Eh? The way they control the ball, the way they pass. Their first touch really wonderful to watch.
Yeah, for me, I think it's the amount of power that they get on the first touch that it just allows them to sets them up, should I say, for the second, third, and fourth touch. Yeah. After that.
And for youngsters, the confidence. You can see these are baby assassins. You know, they look at their face. So much confidence, so much arrogance on the ball.
Aito Alvarez, he's been in the wars patch, though I can tell you it's not from a scratch. It's perhaps a bit of a sore neck. A bit earlier, I was getting a bit of a tugging from one of the Abo Yellow players. Another sub is to come on. Coach De La Moreno has seen enough. He wants to win. Coach Manzini's only made one sub. Kanye Ndlele, the man to be replaced by Ntuli. So the latest to Batuel to the fray is Alberto Salido.
Well, I think they've realized the danger that Nkuma poses.
Yeah.
There we saw a foul there earlier on from Gudino.
Alvaro Jumila, the man who's just came on for his aggressive efforts, becomes the second Athletic player to go into the referee's book. And I think spot on about Kuma. I think they noticed he's probably the likeliest to hurt us. So they've nullified him. They proved two on him most times as Aitor Alvarez, for his own good, gets taken off, I think, and replaced by a fellow teammate in the shape of Alberto Salido, number 9. And they've nullified him a bit, have Atleti, in terms of Nkuma.
Yeah, I think they did their homework. They watched him in the first game and they realized he's the one that can make Sundowns stick.
Garcia there seems to be playing centrally. That touch from Salido did well to control it, and from that ensuing touch, I think he hasn't got to the pace of the game yet, and as a result, that shot tame in the end.
Yeah, just a back pass there from him. Got into a good position.
Mkhize lose out to Pirates as but the Ropito has to check back again as the striker.
You know what's impressive is that they don't allow the opponents to win possession, even if it means pushing up a defender to pressurize like we saw early on, which is very good. I mean, you don't give them a chance to start the attack.
Oh, and they hit the big diagonal on the near side to Fernando Medrano, the man from Categorias. He's strong, safe as houses. Otherwise, Nico Garcia was lurking. I think they've done a bit of a tactical rejigging. Garcia, who started the game on the left-hand side, has moved a bit more central. Alberto Salido has come in that number 9 role. Alvaro Tumila just behind them, and almost in a 10 role as well. So they freshened it up a bit and tweaked it a bit as Del Moreno, in the hopes of finding that knockout blow. But Rapito looking to TKO Atleti, but
once again, great defending, good anticipation, didn't dive in.
Look at that on the front foot already. That was Zabangumala. He's a physical character, as Look.
Yeah, but this is what I spoke about. You need to defend with skill, with intelligence, with technique, not just go in there. You're going to give away fouls.
I think he needs to clean up that part of his game. Is a bit too aggressive for his own good sometimes. Might get him into trouble in the near future, as just under 7 minutes remaining of this match day 2 kickoff. The last of today's matches, of the televised ones anyway. Roshdorf having done their bit against Safa Tshwane. He took the win at the man from Moscow. 2-2 on the trot for them, while for Safa Tshwane they drew their first game against All Stars, and it's back to the drawing board for them.
What's interesting as well is the fact that they made so many subs. I think they're going to make another one, which shows they're giving everybody an opportunity. It's not about just having the so-called first 11 there. Give your fringe players a chance as well. That's what development is about. Everybody should get a run in.
Good point you raise. It's a squad game in terms of the tournament of football, and Gus is a man is taking a bit of a knock there, and he's getting, I think, his hamstring stretched or his calf, not quite sure. Looks like it's calf. Nonetheless, in the meantime, I can tell you the Riquelme, not the Argentinian one, but the Spanish one, is waiting on the sidelines.
Wasn't he a great player, Riquelme?
Oh, he was lovely to watch.
That was like a conductor, music conductor in midfield. I really enjoyed him, although I'm not a fan of Argentina. I like Brazil, but when Riquelme played, I was a fan of his.
They fooled me wearing a blue shirt today. Great player, not blessed with the most amount of pace, or not the most athletic of players, but his footballing brain and his footballing touch Sumptuous, really.
Something else. There's a player I know, his name is Juninho.
Juninho as well, yeah.
Well, the
Brazilian
one from South Africa.
Oh, the one from...
He's something else. He reminds me about Riquelme and Zidane. You know, those players, they don't have the pace, but they have the pace up here. The first 5 yards is up in their heads.
That's where the game is won and lost. That's Nico Garcia, replaced by Riquelme. A flurry of subs from Coach Del Moreno. Looks like he's the most proactive of the two in terms of trying to win this one from a bench usage perspective.
Well, this is a critical moment. You know, if you look at the 45-minute half game, we would say the last 10 minutes. In the 30-minute half game, this is obviously the last 5 minutes are key in focusing, concentrating, and ensuring that you don't make errors. And here we see Atletico giving away a foul in a very dangerous area.
And I think what's also impressed me about the young lads from Madrid is their stamina, as well as acclimatizing so well to the conditions. It was quite a hot day here in Soweto, and we saw how the men from Italy reeled in the heat of a Nike Center, and as a result ended up losing against the All-Stars as Downs went in looking for their first goal. Julie was the man up front, the pace now, the freshness of Riquelme. Riquelme up against, but it seems like the whole of Sundowns' defense in the end. Riquelme, though, his pass just didn't have enough power, didn't have enough legs. A great burst of pace, should I say. Downs now looking to use their own pacer through Nduli. He's fresh, having come on in the second half, bundled over. Needless foul there. You can tell his teammates were not too best pleased with that one. That was a freebie from Godino. Downs take it quickly, promising Kuma takes out the referee. Atletic don't care, they hit the counter-attack.
It looks like it was a slight tackle on the ref there.
Now, Riquelme, the freshness, the twinkle feet of Riquelme. Oh, they got in each other's way by the looks of it there.
This Riquelme, I wonder why the coach left him so late. He looks like he's a spark, the pace, the skill.
Oh, it's so direct. Just wants to take players on. Maybe that was the thinking from Del Moreno. Keep him for the last 10 minutes or so and let him loose on the tired legs of Mamelodi Sundowns. We've had more corners over 30, yet to really make any of them count. Won't be doing so with clip balls to the back post, or are they going to prove me wrong? Offside, no. Yeah, it's been a tough old battle. It's not just the players, they've been catching it.
Oh, you look at him here, you know, it looks like the ref went to try and stop the Sundowns player there, and he forgot he was the referee for a moment.
We mentioned Promise Nkuma as a tough old powerful youngster. There's a bit of touch pause engaged in that one with the referee. Now on the far side, Atletic come running, looking to use the pace, as if he wasn't even there, throws himself because the ball had just gone a bit too far away, and left reeling, clutching at his left foot there is Oscar Jimenez. Now they give it to the freshness of Riquelme. Numbers blocking him. Still one of the Athletic players down. I think it's Oscar Jimenez, who looks like he's in some serious pain.
Well, there was good sportsmanship there from Sundowns, and they saw it fit to kick the ball out. So really there, good sportsmanship from Ntuli. He could have continued the attack, but he saw it fit to kick it out. And
he's another one who's impressed with this
the first one.
Yep.
Good tackle there. I think he played the ball, and in the process, he caught a bit of...
Yep. It's a bit of man and ball.
Jimenez's foot.
Yep. In the end, he was the man who took the hardest hit by the looks of it. He's impressed me, Oscar Jimenez. Shown good guile, good feet, while running at pace. Not an easy skill.
These youngsters, they got such good feet, quick feet. The way they manipulate the ball, the way they accelerate, you know, out of tight areas.
And Farouk, you don't have to look as far as the likes of David Silva. It amazes me the type of player he is. not the most physically gifted. Or Shibobo get there from Riquelme. He's come on and he's turned on the style from the get-go, making perhaps a claim for a start in the next game as they push her forward.
Did you notice the referee almost got in the way again?
Again, yeah.
I think he's running to the center. It's dangerous. He must be careful. Run at an angle. I think his positioning is going to get him caught. A couple of tackles is going to go his way.
Perhaps he's trying to relive his pro career today in this particular game between these two teams. Madrid and Sundowns is going back to what Silva, not the biggest of players, the most athletic of players, but my word, when he's got the ball at his feet, it's almost as if players are under spell, as if the ball is under his spell. It's frightening sometimes what he can do with the ball at his feet.
And if you look at his stature, it doesn't look like much.
Not much. I feel like as if I can push him over, but it won't be easy to get the ball as a dance with an opening now. Toe poked past Nacho. That was a Tapala Muleme.
That was a wasted chance again. When you're on the right side, rule of thumb, go across. And he went for the near post, and all he did was go, look here, he gets the ball, go across the keeper. Or close it and go for far post. You know what I mean? Try to bend it with the left foot. Be creative.
Not sure what he was thinking in terms of that finish.
Power.
Going from in to out, especially with the keeper standing and covering that near post. Go across him, and perhaps the best chance of the half for Mamelodi Sundowns as Mukele throws his head into his shirt, and a bit of disappointment for the Sundowns. In the end, game that promised ever so much only delivers a draw as the two powerhouses of this particular under-17 tournament have to share the spoils. Atletic Madrid did all the running, showed more quality, truth be told, than Sundowns. But Sundowns can hold their head up high. They are well up against the defending champions, the man from the capital of Madrid. The likes of Oscar Jimenez, so impressive with the ball at his feet. Riquelme with a lovely cameo in the end. Pirates promise him Kuma, a standout, rather Sundowns, the standout player. Well, Alvaro Chimula came on the number 7, tried to do his thing, and then Coach De La Moreno tried to make the changes, but it didn't result in any changes in the scoreline. Atletic Madrid being held by Mamelodi's finest in the form of Sundowns, 0-0 at a full time.
It's the first game that ends in a goalless draw, and no surprise as it's a clash of the Titans, Atletico Madrid as well as Mamelodi Sundowns, playing out to a goalless draw. I'm joined now by the coach of Mamelodi Sundowns, Coach Sphiwe Skhosana. Coach, what do you think of the result, a goalless draw?
I think it's a fair result for both teams. We played a similar style, and then we never took our chances like the last chance that we got now. We never make use of it.
Now, Coach, looking at your previous encounter, you left it till late before scoring that late goal. Do you think that you went through the same kind of problems this time around?
No, not exactly. It's just that some of the games, the boys, they'll be in the anxiety. That's all.
And facing the reigning champions, how was the psychological aspect of the game coming into play this time around?
We had people who were checking them in the previous games, so we had some clips, and then we studied them, and then we neutralized their strong players, and then we wanted to play to catch them on the counters, but it never happened.
Club Rouge, in your next encounter, what are you looking to get out of that one?
I must say that one is a must win, because whoever wins there is topping the stream.
Coach, thank you so much, and all the best with your next encounter.
Thank you very much.
Sphiwe Skhosana, the coach of Mamelodi Sundowns, just saying that it's a fair result between the two sides. We saw how they went head-to-head in as far as that attack is concerned. But I'm joined now by, of course, the coach of Atletico Madrid, Coach Armando de la Morena. Coach, a goalless draw in your second match. What do you think of that game?
¿Qué piensas del partido después del empate?
Ha sido un partido muy bonito y con un resultado pues justo entre ambos equipos.
Yeah, the match is a beautiful game with two good teams, and the result is just score. Final score is just.
All right, and you scored 4 goals in your first match of the tournament. Are you disappointed that you didn't score any this time around?
Que ayer marcamos 4 goles. ¿Qué opinas de no haber marcado hoy ningún gol?
Bueno, hemos tenido algunas ocasiones claras, ha sido una pena que no marcáramos, pero bueno, los futbolistas son así a veces.
We have many attemptions today, but not scored today. The football sometimes is not easy, and today 0-0 is just result.
Now, given how different both games were for you in your previous encounter as well as this one, what will you be taking to your next game to make sure that maybe you rectify the mistakes from this one?
¿Cómo analizaremos los errores para mejorar el próximo partido?
No ha habido errores, los chicos han estado muy bien, yo les felicito, unos días están más acertados que otros, pero el trabajo y la formación ha sido buena, yo les felicito a mis jugadores.
Yeah, he said congrats to our players because the match is hard, and today no goals, yesterday goals, but tomorrow we will try to win the match and continue in the tournament.
Coach, thank you for your time and all the best with your next encounter.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
That is the coach of Atletico Madrid, Coach Armando de la Morena, just talking about what they'll be heading into the next game with. But let's just take a look at some of the highlights from this particular match.
Thank you very much, Ms. Mashamaite. As we mentioned, the first half was a half of chances few and far between. But one wants to come from a set-piece opportunity after Tutlego Pito was a man fouled. Downs hit the target. Nacho's hands, though, were strong. And what was to be one of their better set pieces, truth be told, in the entirety of this game, weren't able to replicate any of that, really, in the rest of the game, apart from that one. And Numalo, they're throwing himself in, nearly conceding a penalty and under the box. Missed him with his right foot, went with his left. And Alto Alvarez on his side, a free kick which they wasted. After that, Nico Garcia, the 17-year-old, did well to cut it back to his teammate, but Oscar Jimenez, who had a sterling game, could have kept it off with a goal. But Glenn Pikes was hit straight at him, and he was strong in the ensuing shot. Atleti were to get a free kick. Baikis again in the right place, had to move his feet quickly. Bit of a spill in the end as well. And Atleti came knocking. And a lovely sweeping move that was started on the right side by Oscar Jimenez. Twinkle-toed Oscar Jimenez was doing pretty much most of that for most of the game. In terms of a stat perspective, Atleti doubling on shots on target, as well as possession. Though, well, Tiki-taka always prevails in terms of possession, 59-41. Centrally, that's where it's all won and lost. Nkuma strong up against Seguin and Gus. Fabio in them quite effectual up front, but the left wing was quite good for Oscar Jimenez. Nico Garcia on the other side. Well, for Downs, it was Tutlego Pito. Really had to struggle centrally.
A goalless draw between the reigning champions of the competition, Atletico Madrid, as well as giants of African football, actually, Mamelodi Sundowns, goalless. But I'm joined now by two men who were very intrigued by this particular encounter, especially Farouk Khan. You touched on how excited you were for this particular encounter.
Well, you know, the game was billed Atletico Madrid, as you pointed out, champions last year and African champions. Sundowns, Mamelodi Sundowns, I mean, who wouldn't? But yes, it had its moments. I think the expectations were greater than the outcome, but I think overall the fans and everybody here and at home must have had a good, entertaining match this afternoon.
Now, Mutlureleng, let's just take a look at this game. Atletico kept the bulk of possession. How did they not capitalize on that in as far as finding the back of the net is concerned?
Look, Mamelodi Sundowns knew what they were playing against, so they came prepared. They tried to intercept the ball most of the time, just trying to press them high up as to allowing them to play in their half most of the time. So they denied them the opportunity. It was a bit scrappy for Atletico Madrid to penetrate through to Mamelodi Sundowns. And Mamelodi Sundowns also, they had their chances, but they couldn't connect them when they got to the final third. It was a bit of a challenge for them to actually break the middle of the pack of Atletico Madrid. So both teams came disciplined, came prepared, and they knew what they were actually playing for in this game.
Farouk?
Yeah, look, basically if you look at the game overall, it was a tactical game. If you look at the formation, you'd have thought Sundowns would have been pressing with 3 players, but in most cases it was more like a 4-5-1 formation. They just had one striker up front. But if you look at the way, for me the marvel was the way Atletico pressed. They won the ball very intelligently, so it wasn't just a case of, you know, getting there in and tackling and throwing bodies in. Sundowns were guilty of giving away free kicks, and I think on the side of Atletico also at certain moments. But overall, for anybody who's watching, every youngster, it's about playing intelligence, it's about technique and decision making, and that is what I saw with this young, dynamic Atletico team.
Now, we saw quite a lot of interesting results, and as far as day 2 is concerned of future champions Gauteng, let's take a look at some of those. Now, one that stands out is Bidvest Wits beating Football School of India by 20 goals to 0. So far, 35 goals conceded.
Yeah, you know, we were just talking off air, we were joking about it earlier on. We're saying that it's 35 goals, it's more like a cricket score, you know. And in saying that, really a disappointing performance from academy from India. They didn't look prepared. In fact, they were trying to build up. They were very naive in the way they played. They were trying to build up from the defense, and they were caught in defense, and that's where those goals came.
Now, looking at that All-Stars team from Nigeria, they won 3-0 earlier today, and they topped the standings. Bidvest Wits as well, winning, of course, against an Indian team, of course, that has been struggling. Mamelodi Sundowns coming out with a goalless draw against Atletico Madrid, but still topping those standings. And of course, looking at Group D, Atletico Madrid, the reigning champions, as I mentioned, just a point ahead of Orlando Pirates. Well, those are the standings, and as far as the groups are concerned, but it has been, of course, an interesting time, of course, in day 2 of future champions Gauteng. Gentlemen, let's just quickly wrap up day 2. Your thoughts overall?
Well, I think day 2 was exciting. I think people must come in numbers. There's some quality football being played here, and I think if we have more fans, it will create a better atmosphere. The school kids have been here in numbers, but all those people out there, don't watch it on your telly. Come over to the Nike Center and really get a feast of football.
Mutlureleng?
Look, it's a very interesting one. You look at the ages of the players that are being used in this tournament. It's actually a build-up to the other tournaments that are being played within South Africa, and other teams will definitely look into working with their teams, the young ones, trying to groom them as they're young. So we know now from the under-17s where are the boys going to be seen at. Most likely we're going to see them in the MDC teams. So it's most likely like a good development stage, and today's games were actually at most best.
Indeed, Mutlureleng, and you look at day 1 as well, very interesting. But let's now look at the kind of action that we can expect tomorrow from these sides. Well, just at the top there, Safa Tshwane taking on Torino. Now they'll be looking, of course, to bounce back from defeat that they suffered against Moscow. And a big clash as well, Bidvest Wits as well as Spartak Moscow, and as well Atletico Madrid in that group, of course, taking on Orlando Pirates. Well, it's been a great time in as far as future champions Gauteng is concerned. Tons of goals that we've seen, and of course, looking at the kind of talent that we've seen these past 2 days, you cannot miss out on day 3 of the competition. And of course, do make sure that you stay live and interactive on Supersport. It is hashtag #SSFootball if you'd like to get in touch with us. A fantastic day of football and more to expect tomorrow in the final round of group fixtures. Well, it's been a fantastic day from myself, Maputi Mashamaite, as well as Farouk Khan and Mutlurele Nkininda joining me pitch side, as well as the rest of the Supersport team. It is goodbye and God bless.